Got another package in the mail from Sweetwater. I'm pretty pumped about this one because I know what it is. That's right, so thank you Sweetwater for sponsoring this video. It's a box within a box. Did I get candy this time? I did. Last time I didn't get candy. I want my candy. Did they have the little Mary Janes in there? I like the Mary Jane. So, Sweetwater. Next time. The little like caramel, the stuff you can get in like an old, what are those shops? Anyways, here we are. What do we have? Ooh, Grace Design. Moxy dual channel preamp. Oh, there's the pedal. Let's open it. I'm excited. Let me know down in the comments, have you ever owned an acoustic guitar pedal? I played acoustic for years and years and years. I also play electric guitar if you don't know that. If this is the first video on my channel you've ever seen. I have never owned an acoustic guitar pedal because you know how we are. We show up on Sundays. When I play electric, I bring everything. You know, I bring my Helix or I bring a pedal board, all the fun things. But when I play acoustic, I'm like, I never want to bring anything in. Just lazy, honestly. But this is getting me excited to try the next time I play acoustic. Because, you know, we're always just relying on the sound guy to make it look good. And they do a good job. Thank you, sound people, for making us sound good. But what if we could take some of that pressure off and get a good tone for them to work with right out the gate? Because not a lot of us have money for those super expensive acoustic guitars that sound good. Now, there are a lot of preamps out there. This is just one of them. Wow. It's heavy. It's nice. It's a pedal size. You know, this could fit on a pedal board if you're into pedals. Lots of knobs, lots of inputs and outputs and little toggly things that we can do. We're gonna go over it. But a lot of times the sound guys have to do too much. You know, I use my Taylor 414 CE. Love that guitar, but it doesn't necessarily sound good. I love the way it sounds in the room when I'm playing it. Beautiful guitar. But I don't love the way the direct out always sounds. And so there's some sculpting that needs to happen. And in today's video, I have my first guitar ever. I've talked about it on this channel. It's an Alvarez, an inexpensive Alvarez. I was buying it in a guitar shop for like $170, and I even found a $20 bill on the ground that same day. So I was like, ooh, I got it for $150 with a case. And then on eBay, I bought one of these cheap, like, I installed that myself, drilled a hole, cut the hole right here, installed one of these little preamp dingle hoppers there just so I could amplify it. And I don't love the way this sounds. This sounds even way worse than my Taylor does, but I have a feeling this is gonna make this sound amazing. So for those of you, I thought this video would be helpful. If you've been given a guitar, maybe you didn't have a lot of money for a guitar originally, but you love your guitar, it's just not where you would want it, this is probably going to be the perfect companion. Even if you have, and I'm gonna go through some other reasons, even if you have your perfect guitar, like my Taylor, and it still needs some sculpting, plus if you play different venues, different rooms, there can be frequency issues and feedback. I'm gonna show you how this can solve that as well. All right, so first of all, let's talk about some features. Right off the bat, studio grade EQ. EQ is your friend. Really, if you think about a guitar signal, even like electric guitar signal, a lot of pedals are just different forms of EQ. You're just shaping the frequencies that you hear. This allows you to do a lot of shaping. One of the cool features here, you see this 1 and 2 right here, it switches between these two channels, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. We also have a boost. I see this boost knob right here, very cool. And then the all-important mute kill switch in case your like wireless pack dies. You gotta switch something out and you don't wanna make a pop in the room. You can control it rather than having to telekinetically tell the sound guy, hey, I'm about to unplug this. You can mute it yourself. All right, let's look at the back panel here. Ooh, lots of things. This is a DI, a direct box coming out XLR. You can turn on and off the ground lift. It takes 150 milliamps to power. We have effects, send and return. I'm going to test that today in this video and amp out channel 1 and 2 right here with the pad on and off. And we have like the 4 options with these little toggle switches here. I don't know if you can see this. So we have channel 1 boost off. So there's only one boost right here. You can turn it off on channel 1. You can also turn on mic power on, channel 2 mic power on, or a different mode where you can mix both channels A and B, which we're gonna talk through some really cool things that you can do with that. Okay, but now before we go any further into this video and I let you hear some of the sounds and demonstrate some of these features, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the price. This is not your go to Amazon last minute because you got marketed kind of $50, $59 purchase like this thing was, which very cool. No, this is different. This is not your flavor of the month type of pedal. This is an investment. It's studio grade quality. What's the price, Jimmy? You said you were gonna tell me. It's $649. Woo! Woo! $649. Is it worth it? Well, when you think about what you're getting, studio quality, if this thing sounds good, by the end of this video, I'm gonna determine if this is something you should invest in. Also, think about other pedals in this price range. $649, what else could you get? Well, $699, a little bit more. You could get an HX Stomp that has a bunch of effects built into it. If you know anything about me, I love the HX Stomp stuff. I immediately thought, well, does this compare to that? Well, the HX Stomp is not really focused on acoustic. If you have an HX Stomp or a Podgo or a Helix, I do sell acoustic presets. There's a lot you can do to get your acoustic to sound good, but that is what this was made for. This is a direct box out, and it does a bunch of other things. So I just want to mention high sticker shock price value. We got to determine if it's worth it. I think it probably is, but we haven't heard it yet. Let's plug it up. All right, my EQs on the guitar are all set at neutral. You can see I have an input light right there, which is really helpful. It's already green and I haven't even messed with the gain yet. Oh, it's already clipping right there. So I got a pretty strong signal coming from my guitar. So I don't even think I need any makeup gain. Right there, let's just do that. We have a high pass filter right here. Let me just sweep some of the EQ right here and you can see how much we have on tap. That sounds really good. Let me turn on the high pass filter. I feel like this guitar is real mid-rangey anyway, so bass always makes it feel better to me. But in a mix, you might not always want all that bass. So I'm gonna get to that in just a minute when we talk through different scenarios of how you would use this pedal. It's like 12 dB of each. I'm gonna sweep the mids here in a minute when we talk about something else. Let me try the boost. It looks like there's 10 dB of boost here. So let's just do a 3 dB boost. There might be a couple reasons why you'd want to use boost. Maybe it's a bigger part of the song and you just want to be a little bit louder. Or I think when you go to like finger picking stuff. So it could be like a button you could set up to toggle between strumming and finger picking. Okay, one of the main problems that we have as acoustic guitar players is just show up and plug directly into the direct box and hope for the best, is that sometimes there are frequencies in the room that we need to get rid of and things start rattling and it sounds weird. If you know what I'm talking about, if you felt it, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, what we can do is use our frequency here where we can go anywhere from 4K down to what, 125, so pretty low. And then we can find that frequency as we sweep. We crank the mid, we sweep the frequency and we find the problem area, and then we take it out. EQ is usually best when you're doing subtractive EQ, although you don't have to. You could boost, you know, really good tones that you like. Maybe there's a frequency in here that's like a sweet spot for you. You can also boost that if you want. There's no rules, but to take care of those problem areas, you turn this up, sweep it, find where your guitar starts feeding back. For me, for a long time I was in a church, and this guitar, everything resonated at, like, when I played an A chord, it was like, whoa, and it would like get out of control. I played G and B minor and D, and I go to the A, be like, that open A would just take over. So we could find that frequency and pull it out. So let's try it here. I'm gonna boost this. Now in the room, nothing is really jumping out at me, but there are some frequencies that didn't sound very good, and I would want to take some of those away. So let's listen to that. That right there sounds like something I would want to take out. There was also a frequency down here in the 600s I didn't like. I mean, that already sounds so good. I like that. And you don't have to be that extreme with it if you don't want. All right, the next thing we see here is this mix knob. Now, if you have two inputs coming in the back, so say you have, we have two inputs. I'm only using one guitar right now because I only have one output of this guitar, but maybe you had two acoustic players. You could plug in right here, and then you can mix between channel 1 and channel 2 and blend between them. It would also be cool if you had a guitar that had a direct out but also had a mic input right here and you wanted to blend the two microphones. I've seen people do that, and you can really get some rich tones. Maybe one's louder than the other, and you can mix right here. That's a really good feature to have. And you can also send an EQ differently down here. Maybe you're playing an acoustic guitar, maybe a baritone acoustic guitar, or something small like a mandolin or ukulele or something. You could have one instrument in channel 1 and the other instrument in channel 2. And I think you can swap between the two. So I must have it in blend mode right now. There we go. So now this switches between channel 1. And then you could, you know, switch it, pick up your other instrument, and you can have two instruments, which is really cool. And then you have the kill switch on all of them. I'm gonna put that back real quick. Also, and I don't know about this, but I get a lot of people messaging me about the Fender Acoustasonic guitars where it has like, it's kind of like an acoustic, but it also has electric sounds in it. I don't know if, I think it has a TRS out. Maybe let me know down in the comments. Maybe it's a dual jack out. You could come, any guitar that would have like two outputs or a single stereo TRS out and go into both of these. Just know that nothing is stereo. There's only one XLR out. So you're just blending between two mono channels. You can come straight up the middle or just blend them however you want them. Maybe, like I said, there are two people playing two different instruments, and maybe the mandolin is a little bit quieter, so you have to mix that in a little bit more, or maybe you can just do that with the gain. A lot of options with this thing. It's so nice. The last thing I want to show you is the effects loop that you could put pedals in it. So I want to try to put the tailspin for some vibrato. I want to say chorus. It's vibrato. And the jet pedals revelation, some reverb in the effects loop, and see how it sounds. So we're going to come out of the send, go into the modulation, and out of the reverb and into the return. And then I just need a patch cable to hook these two up. Oh, okay, so the tailspin is not working, which is kind of funny because this video is about a quality piece of gear and piece of gear that I said I got on Amazon for $50. I barely used this, and I was so excited to hear this vibrato in this acoustic guitar, but it's not working. So you get what you pay for, huh? Anyways, let's hear some reverb. That vibrato, that modulation's coming from the jet reverb. I mean, that sounds so good. All right, so there it is. What do you think? It sounds amazing. I think it sounds really good. I think this is something to invest in. Cheaper gear will act like cheaper gear sometimes. This thing, although I haven't put it through its paces just yet, I plan on it. Yes, the fact, it depends on what you need, whether you need something like this. The price might be high for you. You're thinking, oh, well, $650 is too much, but it really just depends on if you need something like this. The fact that it has basically a dual engine in here for two different guitars, two different instruments, two instruments at the same time, two different settings for the same instrument. That's how I would plan to use it. Often I will play like Sunday morning in a big band, and I will play Sunday night by myself if there's like a members meeting or something. And so I can see plugging into input 1 or channel 1, input 1 for like my Sunday morning mix within a band, and going to channel 2 for like my Sunday night more bass heavy, because it's I'm the only instrument, my more fuller sound. So that's how I plan on using it. Let me know in the comments if you're interested. There's a link down there. I am an affiliate of SWEETWATER, and anything I talk about SWEETWATER. SWEETWATER, thank you for sending me this and giving me the opportunity to try it out. I do get to keep the pedal, so thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Now enjoy some more sounds if you want to. This thing sounds amazing.